doesn't hurt as much. And I see, I can whack myself in the head. Ah! Okay, maybe that's not a great idea. Oh! What's up guys, it's Christy Grace. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. Welcome to Sorry, I watched She's the Man the other day. My fault. Anyway, welcome back. Hello, lovely to see you. I'm excited to talk about something today on the Booktube community. And it's something that I hear debated quite often with readers, not only myself and my family and my friends, but also online. I see the question asked every now and then, and I'm jumping on board. Let's go on the bandwagon. Woo! Just as a side note, it's a little weird to be doing this just to a camera to myself, and but anyway, we're gonna move forward anyway, so it's okay. So I want to run over what I think the pros and cons are for hardcover, paperback, and ebook, because I have pros and cons. I'm sure you do also. Let me know in the comments as well, when I'm talking through all this, if stuff resonates with you and makes sense, or if you totally disagree, or I missed something, I missed a pro or a con, please let me know. I want to know what you think pros and cons are. It's really interesting to get other people's opinions. So let's go. First, I'm looking at hardcover. This is really one of the only hardcover series that I own, which is the Richard Castle Heatwave Nikki Heat series. So we're talking about this one. Basically, for me, a hardcover, it does feel and look more sturdy and structured. It's not going to break, it's not going to bend, this bit's not going to bend, like it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to get wrecked apart from, you know, getting marks on it if you scratch it or scrape it, especially with these ones that are the shiny ones, the glossy. Those ones are going to have like the scratchy marks, but so it does. And when it's in a bookshelf and it's all lined up, it looks more structured in your bookshelf, and it looks really cool in a bookshelf to have the hardcover. They all look really nice together when they're up in the bookshelf. They look really good. There's an added benefit. One of the pros is that oftentimes you have these little jackets on the inside, and so if you want to keep your place, you can just use the jacket to keep your place in there. And so the next time, instead of using a bookmark, and you just open it up to where you were at. That's really helpful and handy, and I have used that when I'm reading these. It's great because then it means I can't lose my bookmark or worry about where I put it, because so often I randomly have a bookmark and I can't find it because I've put it down somewhere and I can't remember. Whoops. One of the cons for me for a hardcover is that it's harder to hold when I'm reading it. So when I'm reading a hardcover and I've got it open, it hurts to hold it. Like, it's just, I don't like the feel. It's difficult to find a place to hold and be comfortable for me. And maybe not for everybody, but for me, I don't particularly like it. It's weird for me to hold on to. It's not user-friendly for me. And because it is more sturdy and steady and won't bend, it also it's heavier, and unfortunately it hurts more when you whack yourself in the face accidentally, which right then I had so much self-control, came so close. But oftentimes, especially if I'm very excited or dramatic about a scene, it's really heavy, and when you whack yourself in the head, it hurts a lot. And because I'm so clumsy, I do it a lot. So that's not fun. And if you ever did throw your book across the room, like I do, when you get it gets a little bit too intense. Not often, as clarified, I don't like wrecking my books, so I try not to throw them in anger. Maybe sometimes I just throw it against the couch that I'm reading it at. You know, that sort of thing. But if you did throw it at the wall, this is going to make a dent like a front door. So, yeah, so I don't actually own a lot of hardbacks. So, as you can probably tell, like I said before, this is really one of the only series I own in hardback. So, yeah, but those are my thoughts. Paperbacks. A paperback for me, when it comes to accidentally whacking yourself in the head, like I do because I'm clumsy, it doesn't hurt as much. And I can whack myself in the head. Ah! Okay, maybe that's not a great idea. Yeah, so paperback, for me, it's lighter. That's helpful for those clumsy moments, as you just witnessed. A bad thing about paperbacks is that it's really easy to bend your front cover. It's really easy to have those creases in there. So the stuff that sort of, it just looks old, worn, like why would you bother buying it? Eventually, like, it would fall off. You know, it's just easier to, it's easier to wreck the front covers, because it's a bit more flimsy, it's not as hard, it's not as sturdy. Quite often, as I said before, you can get quite different sizes when it comes to like this one. So I had this one, and it's quite a different size when it comes to paperback. I don't really know of very many hardcovers that do that and have the same series or have the same sort of stuff in such a much smaller format, which is easier to do with paperback, I suppose. And for me, someone who is a little bit OCD about books and the way they look, it's not fantastic to have things that all look very different sizes, and it's just, and then you have to coordinate by size and not by type or by author, and that's annoying. And because I organize my bookshelf, I'm a civilized human. The feel of a paperback for me, it's easier to read, it's easier to find my place, to hold it, to sort of just get a handle on things. Whereas in the hardcover, for me, that's a little bit more of a challenge. But yeah, which is why I tend to own a few more. Ebooks is the final one to compare. Ebook is my least favorite type of book to own and to read. Why, you ask? Well, for these reasons I'm about to tell you. A good thing about ebook, before I go down the path of what I don't like, is that it's really helpful to have it all in one place. You can have it on a tablet like that, and you just put it in a tablet, and it makes it super easy to know where all of your books are in one place, so you have a bit more option of what you want to read. So if you wanted to pick up a book, you don't have to go home, find your book library, bookshelf, and pick something out and carry around 300 books for a holiday or something like that. You can just grab your one little tablet and go. So that's great when it comes to that. Another good thing is when you're scrolling through and you're looking, you're reading, whatever, you're never going to lose your place, because it will always remember where you were up to. So no bookmarks to lose or carry around, and you're not going to lose your place. You could just scroll through and find, like, that's great. Some of the bad sides of an ebook is you don't get to feel the book in your hand. I love the feeling of a book and reading through, and as you get to the end, you're closer and closer, there's less pages and less pages, and it's so exciting, and you don't get that feel for an ebook. You don't get that. It's not the same. It's just different. It's not the same. If you somehow lost your details for your account, or you lost your actual tablet and you had no way to log in to where you're keeping and storing your ebooks, you've then lost your books. If there is some reason, some weird life-ending dystopian society where there's no technology anymore, you can't read your books. Bummer. But actually, that sounded sarcastic, but I meant it true. Plus, if you are using a tablet or some sort of electronic form, if something's not charged, you don't get a chance to read. Like, if you have to charge something before you can read a book, please. By the way, love technology, love it, fantastic. Not against technology, just when it comes to reading. And my last pet peeve when it comes to ebooks is staring at a screen. Hurts my eyes. It's why so often I wear glasses, blue light glasses. I don't need reading glasses, but when it comes to screens, the blue light glasses help my sleeping patterns. Some people say it helps with headaches and things like that. For me, it just helps me better sleep, because they say that when you're staring at blue light, your brain is more active and it's harder for you to get restful sleep. So that's why I do that. So staring at a screen all the time just to read, please, not for me. Before I get into my preferences, which you probably get a little bit of an idea of as per the video, let me know in the comments what your preferences are, and if I missed something, please tell me, because I'd like to know an extra pro or con that is, that weighs in. It's a factor, you know what I'm saying? So, as you may have already gathered, I prefer paperback. I don't like ebook. The only exception that I make for ebook is if I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. If it's a really brand new author, I have no idea if they're going to be any good for me. I don't know their writing style. Sometimes I'll get a sample chapter and give it a go first and see how that goes. If it's a story that's not really going to be interesting for me, but I still want to read or have to read for one reason or another, ebook is the way to go for me. So those are my exceptions for ebooks. Hardcover, like I said, I don't really have very many of those. But I do make exceptions for hardcover. So I bought Richard Castle hardcovers because of the TV show, and that's how they looked in the TV show, and I wanted the same. But I also make other exceptions. Recently heard of a series, and I was looking at the series and the feel, and I downloaded this sample from an ebook and got a feel for the story and the kind of vibe that it's got going on, and I absolutely would get that one in hardcover. So sometimes if the story feels like it would be a great hardcover edition, then I'll go for it. It just depends on me and how I'm feeling about the story. But most of the time, paperback all the way. What are your preferences? Please, please, please let me know. What kind of books do you think should be hardcover? I want to know that, because as I'm going and buying more books and continue along my writing journey, I want to know what you think definitely needs to be hardcover or definitely needs to be ebook. Let me know. I'd love to hear all of your beautiful thoughts. And if you want to see any of the books that I showed you today, like Kidnapped by Dee Henderson or Heat Raz by Richard Castle, I'll put links below where you can go and check those ones out and download your own sample as an ebook sample. That's totally up to you, but otherwise I'll see you in the adventures.